guys, welcome to my channel. After traveling to Kurdistan, I was asked a lot of questions about my experience, especially as a solo female traveler in Kurdistan. So I decided to answer all of the questions in this video. Today I'm going to talk about all you need to know before traveling to Kurdistan in Iraq. Before continuing, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more travel videos and tips. Kurdistan is an autonomous region in the north of Iraq and has borders with the Kurdish regions of Iran, Turkey, and Syria. This region is run by the Kurdish regional government. It has its own parliament, flag, and military forces. The history of Kurdistan is a long and complex one, marked by various conflicts and resistance. Despite the challenges they have faced, the Kurdish people continue to hold on to their identity and their dreams of a free and independent Kurdistan. Growing up in Iran, I had some exposure to the Kurdish culture, but it wasn't until I visited Kurdistan that I truly got to experience the region's rich history and vibrant culture. Now let's talk about the most asked question. Is Kurdistan safe to travel to? Initially, I was a bit nervous about exploring Kurdistan alone, but I quickly discovered that it's a safe and welcoming destination for travelers. Despite the recent past tension in the country, most travelers visit Kurdistan travel-free, and it is by far the safest region in Iraq. Foreign visitors are warmly welcome in Kurdistan, and you will find that the locals are friendly, hospitable, and eager to share their culture with you. However, it is always a good idea to do your own research and check for updates on the security situation before your trip. Keep in mind that travel advisories can change quickly, so it is important to stay informed. Visa for Kurdistan. If you are a citizen of EU countries or the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Iran, and Turkey, you can get the visa on arrival upon entering Iraqi Kurdistan by land or by air. It costs $75 US. Alternatively, the government of the Kurdistan region of Iraq has introduced a new e-visa process that you can apply for before your trip. It is important to note that your Iraqi Kurdistan visa is only valid within the borders of the Kurdistan region of Iraq. With this visa, you cannot enter the rest of Iraq, including Mosul and Kirkuk. Make sure your passport is valid for a minimum period of 6 months from the date of your entry. How to get to Kurdistan? The most convenient way to get to Kurdistan is to take a flight. There are 2 international airports in Kurdistan, one in Erbil, the capital, and the other one in Suleymaniye. As you can imagine, there is no direct flight from the UK or other European cities to Kurdistan, but Turkish Airlines has daily flights from Istanbul. The other option is Fly Dubai, which has regular flights from Dubai to this region. Alternatively, you can travel overland to Kurdistan from either Turkey or Iran. And of course, if you are already in Iraq, you can easily visit Kurdistan. SIM cards and internet in Kurdistan. If you're like me and want to stay connected during your trip, you should buy a SIM card. Buying a SIM card with data is pretty easy and affordable. Upon arrival at Erbil Airport, you will find different providers selling SIM cards. If that's not the case, you can find phone shops in the city. The best time to visit Kurdistan. Kurdistan has a semi-arid climate with hot summers and cold winters. The best time to visit Kurdistan in Iraq is during the spring from March to May and in autumn from September to November. In spring and autumn, the temperatures are mild and the weather is generally pleasant. Keep in mind that the Kurdish New Year is in March, and if you want to experience something unique, I highly recommend you to travel to Kurdistan during the Nowruz celebrations. And make sure to be in Accra on the 21st. For more information, you should watch my video about the Nowruz celebration in Accra. Language and people in Kurdistan. The population in Kurdistan primarily consists of Kurds, and the Kurdish language is the predominant language spoken in the region. While the majority of Kurds in Iraq are bilingual in both Kurdish and Arabic, some are solely fluent in Kurdish. In the cities, younger generations are likely to speak or understand English. But in rural areas, you need to use Google Translate or your body language skills. Religion in Kurdistan. The majority of the population in Iraqi Kurdistan are Sunni Muslim, but the region is also home to various other religious communities, including Alawi Shia Muslim, Christians, Jews, and Yazidis. In particular, Kurdistan has the largest population of Yazidis amongst all regions in the world. You can visit Lalish and its temple to learn more about Yazidis. Money and ATMs in Kurdistan. The official currency of Kurdistan is the Iraqi dinar, and cash is the preferred mode of payment. In larger cities such as Erbil, Soleimani, and Duhok, there are currency exchanges on the street, where you can easily exchange major currencies like US dollars, euros, and pounds. Some hotels, shops, and even taxis accept US dollars or euros. Make sure to have cash with you at all times, since paying with cards is not an option in most places. In the big cities, you can easily find ATMs that accept Visas and MasterCards, but that's not the case in the small towns or rural areas, so make sure to withdraw enough cash if you are traveling out of the cities. Accommodation in Kurdistan. There is a wide range of accommodation options available in Kurdistan, catering to various budget and preferences, from budget-friendly to luxury 5-star hotels. While not all hotels are available online or on booking platforms, you can often walk in and book a room in Iraqi Kurdistan, and sometimes you can even bargain. As a solo female traveler, I prefer to book my accommodation in advance, and I typically stay in 4-star or 5-star hotels. The prices are not as high as other places in the Middle East. However, even though I booked my accommodation on booking.com, I found that many hotels could not accept online or card payment and required cash payment upon checkout. And this is my room, and still I haven't paid for my room. Here they don't get your credit card or debit card, and just they trust you. When you check out, you can pay. Again, I want to emphasize that you need to carry cash with you. How to get around Kurdistan? The most efficient way to travel from city to city in Kurdistan is by taking a shared taxi. You can find these taxis at designated terminals located throughout the cities. Shared taxis usually accommodate up to 4 passengers and will only start the journey once all seats are full. If you are in a hurry or prefer more space, you have the option to pay for the empty seats. Alternatively, you can negotiate with other passengers to share the cost of the empty seats. However, there are some destinations such as Lalish that can only be reached by private taxi. The cost of a private taxi can vary depending on the distance and the driver's rate, which is often negotiable. It's good to have some bargaining skills to ensure that you get the fair price for your ride. In the city of Erbil, you can use the Karim app, which is similar to Uber. What to wear in Kurdistan? While Kurdistan is generally considered more relaxed compared to other Muslim countries, it is still important to dress modestly and respectfully as a sign of cultural sensitivity. This means covering your shoulders, chest, and legs when in public spaces. It is also best to avoid revealing clothing such as shorts and tank tops, and to dress more conservatively when visiting religious sites. It is good to carry a scarf if you plan to visit mosques. Things you must know when visiting Kurdistan. It is important to carry your passport with you at all times, especially when traveling between cities or when planning a day trip outside of the city. There are numerous checkpoints throughout the country where officials may ask to see your passport for identification purposes. Therefore, it is recommended that you carry your passport with you at all times. to avoid any inconvenience or delays. It is important to remain flexible during your travels in Kurdistan, as you may need to adjust your plans on short notice. Kurdistan is not a typical tourist destination, and the region has experienced its share of challenges in the recent years. It is possible that some roads or attractions may be closed to visitors for a day or longer. Therefore, it is essential to be adaptable and open-minded, and to go with the flow. Kurdish food is known for its delicious and affordable cuisine. Be sure to try some of the local sweets, as they are a popular treat in the region. Additionally, tea culture is an important part of Kurdish hospitality, and you may find yourself invited for tea by locals during your stay. Last but not least, Kurdish people are very friendly and hospitable. I always felt welcome in Kurdistan. For more insight, you can watch my Kurdistan travel series, where I share more details about each destination in the region. Same as always, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.